Oh, I'm sorry. Is this my chair, the director's chair? Sorry, I'm such a busy Hollywood star that I don't have much time for this interview, so I'm assuming you've allotted 20 simple questions that I will be able to respond quickly before I go to a press junket.
This is the most up your own ass we have ever been.
Thank you. I love watching these interviews with celebrities where they just go and they ask them a bunch of questions that have nothing to do with anything they've ever done, and it's just like nice and refreshing.
While we're being refreshing, I can see your tissues from your tissue box.
I'm sick.
Yeah. Do you want everyone to know that?
Yes.
Okay.
So if this video isn't good, they're just like, she was sick, it's fine.
So you thought, well, if no one's gonna ask me to do a celebrity video where I ask questions, maybe I'll just do one myself.
I called GQ, they weren't interested. I love me some video games. Spider-Man, done it. Last of Us, did that. Grand Theft Auto, Horizon Dawn, did it but didn't like doing it.
Horizon Zero Dawn. It's the actual name. I'm just saying, if you want to say it's your hobby, at least like...
Horizon Zero Dawn.
That was a lot of emphasis.
I didn't like that game at all. Another hobby.
Do you have another hobby?
I have another one, but it's boring.
What is it?
I feel like reading is that a hobby?
Yes.
I read a lot. So I wish the question was like, what's the best recent book you've read? But the most recent book I read was an Alex Cross book. It's like a spy book where the letters are real big and the plot's real thin. There's very few things I like more than grabbing the shittiest spy novel at a Hudson's bookstore and reading it in one sitting. I should talk about like a deeper book that I read recently. Those books are not good.
If you feel so defensive about your book choices, then sure, tell me a favorite book.
Okay, recently I read The Hate You Give. I freaking loved that book.
What kind of book is it?
It's like a coming of age book that dissects race relations in America through the eyes of a teenage girl.
That sounds heavy and a lot.
It's heavy and a lot, and specifically in comparison to the great majority of the books that I do read.
You like to read the books that really sell with the veterans crowd.
It's usually like 50-year-old business travelers that are miserable, and they want to escape their like shitty lives of traveling from Tucson to Arizona.
Tucson's in Arizona.
Tucson, Arizona to... When I was about like 6 years old, my brother told me you could tell a vampire from a normal person if they're able to touch this, they're vampires, and then he proceeded to do exactly that, and he looked at me in my eyes and basically told me he was a vampire. It didn't matter that my parents just explained to me that vampires weren't real. For 2 years, I truly and deeply believed that my older brother was a vampire. He might be. My favorite food is pabellón criollo, which is Venezuela's national dish, but not just any pabellón criollo, my mom's pabellón criollo, because if I don't say that, she's going to kill me. This morning, I took these pants out of the dryer and they were still wet, so I'm in wet pants right now. Yeah, baby, I got this scar. Bike accident, broke my elbow into 60 pieces. Now, emotional scars. My elbow is actually reconstructed out of metal. There's metal in here. And no, it doesn't sound when I go through security at the airport. This is a new type of metal that doesn't sound. I'm like, fancy.
But it does feel weird when it's cold outside.
I can tell when it's about to rain. My favorite song historically is Bohemian Rhapsody, but my favorite song right now is Vaina Loca. Woo! I love that song. I fucking love that song. I can listen to it like 80, 100, billion, kajillion / a billion times. I love it.
That's a real number.
My favorite concert was when I was stuck in LA traffic for an hour and 45 minutes and I listened to Vaina Loca on repeat for the entire time.
That's not a concert.
It is for me! Picking what I'm gonna watch. The other day I was like, what am I gonna watch? And I looked at the clock and an hour had passed.
What'd you end up watching?
Like the first 10 minutes of a series, and then I switched, and then I watched it 5 minutes, and then it was just time to go to sleep, so I didn't watch anything. I read my Alex Cross book. I mean, my number one thing is like a nice ass view. Like a view that I'm like, hey, what's up, nature? Come into my room. But nature's like, I don't need to be in the room. I'm so beautiful from way out here. You can just breathe me in from the window. It's like a beach, but then also it's a forest.
So a beach forest.
A beach forest, and then maybe like clap on, clap off lights. I think I could do a 40-minute speech on fun facts about the human brain.
Because you know them so fully, or because you're obsessed on learning more?
Because I'm obsessed on learning more, but I'm also like, I kind of know enough that I can bullshit. Like, fear. Do you know where fear is stored in the brain?
Where? All right, so a little bit of prep is what you're saying.
A little bit of prep, but wait, can I tell you a fun fact about this? So if this part of the brain is crystallized, there's a certain type of disease that crystallizes part of the brain.
Okay.
Some people do not feel fear. Our fear levels right now are being activated more than any other generations because of the influx of information we have about dangerous situations around us. Children have way less freedoms than their parents had in the 60s.
I didn't ask for the 40-minute speech now.
Let's move on to categories. Raging bull.
You think that's you?
No. Catch me if you can.
That is accurate because I can never find out when the hell you're in town.
That's good. Okay, that one works. Boxers, because then I can steal them and use them as pajamas. So I recently formed an opinion on... So I think, and this is a real opinion, with beauty pageants, we should have pageants with plastic surgeons, where plastic surgeons walk with the beauty pageant contestants. The artist or the surgeon is basically not getting any of the glory of the beauty. Let's like, one, make it clear so that young girls know that, and two, let's look at that doctor. Who is she? She did a great rhinoplasty. Oh my God. That's just one?
Ooh, she's settling in for this one.
I can't stand when people form opinions about an experience that other people have been going through when they have no idea what it feels like. Like when men tell me, you women complain, sexism isn't a thing. And I'm like, it's because you've never been one. You've never been a woman. So how are you gonna form that opinion? A lot of this happens with some people that I have from my past, from Venezuela and like from Latin America. And some of my friends from back home, I've known forever. So like, I didn't pick and choose them when I was 5. When I was 5, I was like, oh my God, you have a dog. Let's be friends. I just fucking can't stand it when people just complain about other people when they have no fucking idea what it's like to be that other person. That's basically my biggest pet peeve. It's like, shut the fuck up. Shutting the fuck up. Any app that sends food to my door. There's just something so beautiful about sitting there and saying, I can eat whatever I want. I wish I could tell that to my younger self when she was crying because my mom wouldn't let me have Cinnamon Toast Crunch for dinner. Be like, one day, you're gonna be able to order whatever you want and you're gonna be able to eat it. And the only person that's gonna stand in your way is your brain at night when you realize that you shouldn't have eaten that. Listen more.
Lame.
Okay, you want like a dumb one? People can't do this. Don't f***ing do that, Cheryl. My biggest wish in the world is that like something goes down in Venezuela and we're all like set towards progress and the country starts to heal and I'm able to go back home and hang out with my family and have like cocadas on the beach. I just want to like help build it and heal it. That'd be really wonderful.
My biggest wish is that we film on a day when you're healthy again. I miss those days.
Yeah, I miss those days too.
Are you happy that you got your celebrity indulgence out of your system? This is just for you at this point.
I'm a pop star.
God, you are
Why
constantly
are you so mean to me?
I'm not mean. I was getting ready to say you're the most joyous person I think I've ever met.
Oh, really?
You constantly have joy in your life.
I have a fever.